Did you see the how that Boeing plane that the doors blew off? And like it's a brand new Boeing plane. They had to ground them all after that because another plane, the bolt started coming out of the door. Like in midair, the door came off, but nobody was sitting in those two seats, and they had to land the plane. That was funnier than this movie.
Action!
Welcome back to Coming This Summer.
Fuck. Can't wait to animate that, man.
We watched. Now I know if you've been watching the channel, we did not like Night Swim.
No.
And we were actually hyped for Night Swim because that was one of the few trailers that looked good for a movie. And we're like, oh shit, a good horror movie.
Definitely
yes.
was looking forward to Night Swim, and it shat on our expectations.
Lift was another one where, for a Kevin Hart movie, you see the trailer and you're like, okay, all right, he's trying to do something slightly more serious. It's like an Oceans, but kind of.
Yeah, that's my first problem, is that you can't pigeonhole Kevin Hart where you can't have Kevin Hart, and he might want to do more dramas, but you can't. It's like,
he needs to do more dramas because he's capable of doing it. Well, that's the problem.
Okay, but not this though.
No.
Like straight face.
He's doing like
Jason Bateman. He's like, you can't like, what's the? It's like deadpan.
It's like
humor.
that deadpan, sarcastic, passive aggressive comedy. He doesn't do that well.
Make him a central intelligence where he's like panicking and freaking out.
He needs to be the lighthearted, semi-airhead, good meaning person. Do you know what I mean? He does these
not down to earth guy.
No.
Yeah.
But he does these commercials now for like DraftKings or whatever, where he plays what he tries to play in this movie. He's like kind of sarcastic, but like serious, but trying to be funny and schmarmy. Yeah. And it works in 30-second commercials when he's playing off another person.
Yeah.
Like when he's like falling asleep because he doesn't want to hear the guy, and it's kind of funny. But again, he's playing off a person, and it's 30 seconds. They made
him
they tried to make him George Clooney.
They made him the George Clooney of this heist movie.
And
no,
dude, you're not George Clooney.
No, and it's like not even a crap on Kevin Hart. It's just
no, but he's not.
Who casted you?
That's what I
in
mean.
This role?
That's not. Okay,
it's not a shot on Kevin Hart at all. I think he worked with what he got, but it was just a wrong cast. It wasn't good.
They wanted to make an Italian Job or an Oceans movie where it's like funny but edgy,
but none of the work.
But exactly.
Right. Like the whole movie, here's the movie, right? We're gonna do first heist, and it's Jacob Batalon from who's Ned from the Spider-Man movies.
If you could describe this movie in 3 emojis, what are you giving it?
Cry laughing emoji, skull emoji, and probably like the mind blown one.
It stars him as like this artist who's an NFT thing, and they rob him and do all this thing, and that's first heist, right? Okay, and then we move on.
The movie starts at the end of the first heist. That they don't even show
like
you on
finishing
screen.
it off. Yeah.
Just the stupidest
fucking A. So, and then the middle
this
of the
is
movie.
A sequel to a movie we've never gotten.
Yeah, the middle of the that's like the end credits of a movie we didn't get. What the fuck? So the middle of the movie is like they need this team of heisters for a job on a terrorist. They need to do a terrorist thing. And they got to go save America or whatever. And it's like that's the bulk of the movie. Is recruiting them. Okay, we're in. You get full immunity if you do this one.
We gotta get the team assembled.
It's the most fucking and they're all there already. So it's like they're like we're here, boss. Like got to get the. I know a guy. We didn't even get that cliche scene.
You son of a
they're
bitch,
already
I'm
a
in.
team. Like they're already a team. This is like Ocean's 15.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. This movie starts and makes you feel like you need to go watch This Is Lift 2.
Don't you know these characters?
And I didn't see the first. Remember when they stole the $60 million? Wasn't that awesome? Like what? When? What do I need to watch?
They drop a whole plot of a movie in exposition scenes. In this movie,
it's crammed.
It's like give me the movie with him and the chick from Loki as like they're
great.
falling in love on a heist and they're
She's
both
good.
undercover. Where's that movie? I'm fast forwarding through your exposition, but I would have loved to see that instead of this bullshit. Like the middle of this movie is recruit them, you get full immunity if you do this. And then we got to figure out.
And there's twists going on all the time because we're secretly stealing this while we're helping you, while we were really stealing that.
But like for 45 minutes, it's like them figuring out how to rob this plane. Can you do this? I don't know if I can do that. You just need to do this. You're right. I just need to do that. And then I'm going to do this. Hey, that worked. For 45 fucking minutes. We got to go to each of the team members and solve their problems.
Just like that. Fast and the Furious.
Fast and the Furious. Conveniently, this guy directed the Fast and the Furious 8, Fate of the Furious.
Was it? Yeah. I just forgot his name.
Dave. I know who you're talking about. He did like a.
He's
done a bunch of movies.
He's done a lot of good movies in his career. Seriously, like really good movies, and he's done some Fast 8s.
It's the Italian Job, dude.
This somehow
And
he
then Fast
missed
8.
both. Like
Yeah.
And it's not
Right.
good.
No.
Because if you're going to go in and you're going to lean into the Fast 8 or Fate and the Furious or whatever.
Which they do sometimes, and not even like
you gotta
to
go
a crazy
all the way.
extent. Yeah.
Or you got to do Italian Job, which is very much like Oceans and very that movie's amazing. And that was a remake. But that movie, he made Mark Wahlberg be able to do that role, that George Clooney role, and nail it.
How did you fuck it up?
How could he not? Do you know what I'm trying to
like
say?
even the casting, it's just wrong. From the cast alone, it's wrong.
The casting, they're all great actors, but they all feel just fine. Like, they showed up, they did their job, they didn't really like the job they were doing, but they did it because they're good actors, and then they went home. That's what the movie felt like. When you watch the Oceans movies or other heist movies, you feel like these are real characters in an alternate universe that all know each other, and they're absolutely going to go rob that casino, and they're all going to have cocktails after and high five, and I want to see their life for another 7 movies. This movie felt like you said, you don't know these people?
You haven't heard?
You don't know the Lyft crew?
It's like, no.
No.
The Mission Impossible crew is more Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames or Tom Cruise's boys who show up in every movie. It's like, I know them more than I know this, who they tried to make. Like, it's fucking, don't know, Ludacris and Tyrese is here, and it's like, what? No, I don't know any of these people. I only care about the crew in Fast because we've had
9
9
movies or whatever. Yeah. This felt like this was a rejected script from the Fast and the Furious.
It ends like a Fast and the Furious
Sincerely,
movie.
I'm not being sarcastic. This was like a failed pitch or a rough draft that they moved on to another movie
or a series, maybe,
because
or something.
It was a sloppy Fast and the Furious movie, and those are not good movies. Not the last few. There was a time where like 4, 5, and 6, and even 7, like they hit it.
We were moving, and then
this
it just
felt
became
like
absurd. Yeah, and this is like the bridge. You're right. It's in between Italian Job and Fast and the Furious.
You got to pick one lane.
Not grounded enough.
Holy shit, look at that guy on the wrong side of the highway. He's going to kill somebody.
Oh, this movie sucked.
I know.
I want to
I'm
give
trying
it
to
a 4 out of 10. It was horrible.
It was bad.
Every scene that wasn't an action scene was exposition to a different movie that I'd rather be watching.
The movie was overwritten.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the number one problem with this movie, it was literally like, so Jim's gonna meet Dave, and then Dave's gonna tell Jim about how Sam and Bill did the thing for Vanessa, but Vanessa's
Dave just
actually
got off lunch with Jim and George for their 2:00 meeting. At his job at Corpo.
I don't need
Inc.
I don't need any of this
Fucking
information,
A, man.
I don't know any of what you guys are explaining. Like, is this a heist
And
movie?
you got to do that for like 8 characters.
It's so bad.
And then
It's
let's cast
excruciating.
Vincent D'Onofrio and completely throw away. Was he on lunch from Echo? I know. And he shot over to like play with wigs.
Probably was. This, I will say a 4 with you, and only because it wasn't released in the theaters. Because if I would have had
Would've
it, I'm
done better.
not kidding, though, if I would have had to sit in a theater, I was losing my mind.
Yeah.
Pause. I got to get up and walk around. Like, there is no way. And I'm not normally like that. Even bad movies I can sit through, but it was just...
It was horrible.
It was it would just grind to a halt. And when we're going to talk, hey, let Kevin Hart get his digs in. Hey, guys, I got to do my comedy thing real fast in the middle of this thing.
Not even.
But
it's
like
a
this restrained...
dialed to a
That's what I'm
1.
saying. This like restrained Kevin Hart bit. And you're like, what is what am I watching?
Take the leash off, man. Fucking let him run wild in
Yeah.
your fucking movie.
It was bad.
And do an action comedy with Kevin Hart. Instead of, I'm going to be super for real, Kevin Hart. You know? Why?
Yeah, and also
Why?
it felt like it had a lot of that Red Notice to it too, with the art thieving and the whole. It like, and by the way,
And Red Notice is super overwritten too.
the NFT thing, you could tell that they wrote this thinking that NFTs.
This
were
was
just going to
written and
be-
developed in 2021, and then it got delayed, and then the writer's strike didn't help, and like all that shit. But yeah,
It becomes it's a comedy for a different reason.
it's all about the NFTs, and
Because
I'm like,
it's like you're laughing like in a like ooh.
this NFT is more valuable than a
Yeah,
Picasso
we're gonna
painting.
steal this Van Gogh and sell it to buy NFTs, and I'm like, I'm out. I'm so out that I can't be any more out. Like,
Yeah, they were really banking on this movie coming out 2022 or 21, not 24. Yeah. Yeah.
Oof.
2024 gets a 4 out of 10. Yeah. Lyft was not good.
Not good. ISS. It's basically about Russia and America. They just docked, I guess, on the space. It looks like they're getting ready to switch. You know, like the crew comes on,
trade.
they high five for a day or two, and then they switch. But while they're up there, war breaks out on Earth, and you just start seeing mushroom clouds popping up everywhere. And then they